In this video, we go over 5 great deals under $750 for DJs and producers. Find out which ones those are coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video.
So first up, the heart of any production or DJ setup nowadays is a solid computer. Here we have the Apple Mac Mini. This is the latest one that came out. This is a Intel Core i5 2.6 gigahertz with 8 gigs of RAM and a whole terabyte of hard drive space. Now this thing, it might not be the fastest computer out there, but this is, in my opinion, the most affordable way to get into using Mac OS, because it's been proven time and time again that audio applications like Ableton, especially DJ stuff like Serato and Tractor and such, work better on Mac than they do on PC, or at least there's usually less issues. I know that there's some issues with the current Mac OS and dealing with some audio programs, but overall the performance and the actual just usability and simplicity for using those kind of applications is a lot more smooth on Mac than it is on PC. And like I said, this Mac Mini was a really solid computer, especially for the price. For under $700, as long as you have a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, you can pretty much just grab this and go. Just install all your favorite programs and just start creating. So if you're looking for a new computer and you're looking for a desktop, not a laptop, this is definitely a great way to go. And to go along with that new computer, you're going to need an audio interface. So here we have the Arturia Audio Fuse in the actual black colorway. I really like the look of this thing with the black and silver dials. One thing I really like about the Audio Fuse is just the tactile feel with all the buttons and all the knobs. Unlike a lot of audio interfaces that don't give you a lot of actual control on the interface, this one has a lot of control. So I kind of see this as like a command center if you're doing, live recordings and stuff, where you can have actual controls over the channels, headphones and such, and you can, engage things like fan and power and pad and things like that, all just from the interface. You don't have to reach over and for the mouse and keyboard and go into computer settings. It's all tactile and all on the actual audio interface. So this is a great option in my opinion, because it gives you a great sounding audio interface as well as tactile control that you might have to pay for separately if you're looking for that, by getting a separate controller for that. So once you got your computer and audio interface situated, you're going to need some great monitors. And here we have the Yamaha HS8s. Now what's great about this is this package comes with not only a pair of monitors, but a pair of speaker stands as well, and cables to hook everything up. So this is a great deal. I mean, these Yamaha monitors, in my opinion, sound a lot better than the Rocket 8s or Rocket 5s or any of the KRKs. I like the sound of the Yamahas better. It's a little bit less colored, which is great for production, and still give you enough sound output if you're trying to DJ with these as well. I mean, the bass isn't going to hit as hard, but if you're looking to get it more into production, you're going to need a flatter sound, meaning it's not, bass heavy or high heavy. It's just going to be flat and give you the best representation of the stuff that you're creating. And the last piece for this new computer setup, you're going to need a great controller to create with, as well as some great software. So right here we have the Native Instruments Machine Studio. Now, at this point, Machine is pretty much its own DAW. It can host its own VSTs, you can record into it, and you can chop and you can create all in one software. So I know there's a lot of Ableton users out there and Logic users and Fruity Loops users out there, and pick any DAW. But what's great about this is not only do you get the awesome hardware and the capabilities that this really robust piece of gear has, but you get a great software as well that can not only you can use in the studio, but you can perform using the software as well. So if you're into live drumming or you're into that kind of live performance, you can definitely do that all in Machine Studio, as well as create at home. So this, in my opinion, is a great deal. And I know it's a little bit over the 750 limit, but the extra $50 is well worth it. You get a great controller with a lot of control. I mean, this is probably the closest you can get to an MPC kind of feel, and the kind of screens that they have on this thing is way better than what you saw in the MPC Renaissance, in my opinion. I prefer the Machine workflow rather than the MPC studio workflow that they have with their software. This one's just more refined. It's a bit more older and they've had more time to fine tune it, and I really enjoy the kind of workflow, especially the bonuses you get with Machine as well. So not only do you get the Machine software, but like I just mentioned in the previous video, they just included a brand new bass synth. On top of that, you get Massive included, as well as tons of drum sounds and synth sounds to really round out your whole production setup. So if you don't have any production software whatsoever or any sounds, this is definitely a great way to get into it. Make this one purchase and you can start creating right away. And while we're talking about Native Instruments, I got to throw in one item out there for the DJs. And right here we have the Native Instruments Tractor Control S5. Now, there's still a lot of diehard Tractor fans out there, and I know that Native Instruments really hasn't been updating Tractor the way that they should be in comparison to things like Rekordbox and Serato DJ. But to me, this is the best Tractor controller all-in-one that you can grab on the market today. I mean, they do have the S8, which is a lot bigger, and for me, the actual size of it is a hindrance because you can't travel with that thing really easily. This S5 gives you a lot of the control that the S8 has, but in a smaller footprint that you can still like carry pretty nicely. You're not going to be able to fit this in most backpacks, but putting this under your arm and carrying it to the gig is not such a big deal, unlike with the S8, which that thing is huge. And unlike the S4, which is kind of out of date at this point with the way that Tractor software is and all the interactions you can have with the screens and the pads with this S5, I think this is a way better way to go than grabbing an S4. Unless you're a hardcore turntablist and you want the ability to scratch on your controller, that would be the only reason to get an S4, but if that's not your style, definitely look into this S5.
So that's a look at 5 great items under $750 for DJs and producers. If you're interested in purchasing any of those, links can be found down below in the description. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click right here to subscribe to this channel. Or if you'd like to watch more content, go ahead and click on that video right there. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.